you grew up, you watching me be a trooper, and then now look where you are.
It's crazy. Not even sure how I got here.
Well,
I'm sure how
I was gonna say, I'm kind of sure how you got there.
I'm sure how I got here, but it's a lot of fun because the very first thing on my very first day at the Tacoma Police Department, they said, "Hey, now we're gonna choose your badge number," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know what's about to happen here." And they said, he goes, "Hey, your badge number." He picked it out of this cabinet. He goes, "Hey, it's gonna be like 13 something," and I was like, "Whoa, time out. Can I request a badge number?" And he was like, "Sure, why not?" And I was like, "Is there a 456 available?" So he said that they had to order one, but that I could have that badge number. And so every time people were like, "Hey, what's your call sign? What's your badge number?" I was like, 456. They're like, "Oh, that's easy to remember. Why'd you choose, or why'd they give you that one?" I was like, "They didn't. I asked for it because it was my mom's first badge number." So I got it. Lifelong dream achieved. Too easy.
No, I was really excited because I remember you sent me a picture as soon as you got your badge. And you're like, "Look at my badge." And so that was pretty cool because we were thinking that you would end up at the State Patrol.
Yeah.
And when that didn't happen, we were both disappointed. But I'm excited where you are. I think things happen the way they're supposed to happen.
Same.
You have a great chief. It's a great department. I know it's growing, and I think it's good. I'm really excited that you chose to do this work because it takes a special personality, and that's a lot about what the book is about, is how to relate to people. And I think you're really good at talking to people, and I think you've always been really compassionate and sensitive.
Funny, I just had a conversation about me being sensitive the other day. So, nice.
Yeah, and you're sensitive, but that's good because you're not just sensitive about you're sensitive about others. And I think that's what builds and makes a good police officer, is when you can be compassionate and sensitive and not judging.
It means a lot that I'm working in the city I grew up in, because people say, "Why'd you choose Tacoma?" And I say, "Well, I chose Tacoma because this is where I grew up, and I feel like this means more to me to actually work in the place that I grew up. It feels, this is my community, this is where I grew up, this is where I learned and made mistakes, and now I can relate to people that grew up in this area." I was never at work with you, but I know that you, everywhere we went, you treated people the same, you treated them equally, you said hi to people, you waved. I say hi to everyone, I treat everyone with respect. I go out, even arresting people, everyone gets the same respect as if I was just taking someone's statement. And I think that everything that I do, I always think about, a lot of people say, "What would Jesus do?" And I say, "What would my mom do? What would she do?" Because I know that's the right thing. I've pulled people over for doing, 100 plus miles an hour or whatever. I don't curse at them. I don't yell at them. But I do ask them with my mom's look, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Do you realize what could happen right now? You could be in handcuffs. You could be going to jail. Your car could be getting towed. It's not worth it." And I think that sometimes, rather than taking someone to jail or having a conversation, because in certain situations I can have discretion, but sometimes I think opening someone's eyes by just having a conversation with them and treating them with respect, I think that accomplishes two things. I think, one, they won't do it again. Two, they may have a different positive outlook on the police.
Right.
So I think that I learned a lot from you by just everyday life and growing up around you and being raised by you, because when I'm not a police officer in uniform, I'm not a police officer in uniform, but I still treat people with respect.
Yeah. I always feel like your children are looking at you all the time. And I don't feel like that's why I treat people nice, but I'm so happy that you saw that and chose to treat people well, because you're a role model for a lot of people. I think about how hard this work is and how proud I am of you taking this on, because it is hard work.
I think for me, first impressions are everything. And I think that I may be someone's first impression of a police officer, and I think that just the way I carry myself, the way I talk to people, how I greet people, speaking respectfully, not talking down to anyone.
Right.
You wear a uniform, but that's not who you are. You still are who you are with just a different set of clothes.
Right.
And so I think that, you know, even though you have this job, you know, it doesn't mean that you have to be you change your whole way of life. Like,
Right.
I mean, you do. You got to eat healthy. You got to work out and everything. And
Well, you should.
But yeah. But I mean, true. If that's not. But if the thing is, if that's not who you are, you're already behind the curve, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
That's one of the things that I wanted to do, is stay true to myself and who I am, even though I put this uniform on. This is something I've wanted for a long time.
Yeah.
And now that it's here, I'm super thankful and happy that I am with the police department that I'm with.
Yeah, I am too. I really like your chief. I think I do. I think because leadership means so much, and your chief really cares about his people. And everybody's not going to always agree with some of the decisions that are made,
Right.
but I know he cares, and that's where it starts.